means honesty consistently. If someone broke promises, they must now keep their commitments carefully. Change must be visible and consistent. Rebuilding trust also requires time. Time is very important. After trust is broken, emotions are strong. The hurt person may feel anger, sadness, or fear. Even if they want to forgive, their heart needs time to feel safe again. This is normal. You cannot rush healing. Just like a physical wound needs time to heal, emotional wounds also need time. Sometimes the person who made the mistake feels impatient. They may say, "I already said sorry. Why are you still upset?" But rebuilding trust is not about one moment. It is about creating new positive experiences again and again. Patience shows seriousness. When someone remains consistent over time, slowly the broken trust begins to repair. Forgiveness is another important part of this process. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened. It does not mean saying the action was okay. Forgiveness means choosing not to live with constant anger. It means giving space for improvement. But forgiveness takes patience. It cannot be forced. The hurt person needs to feel ready. It is also important to understand that rebuilding trust requires effort from both sides. The person who broke the trust must show change and responsibility. The hurt person must be open to seeing that change. If one side refuses completely, rebuilding becomes very difficult. Let us imagine a simple situation. A friend lies about something important. Later, they admit the truth and apologize sincerely. They say, "I was afraid, and I made a bad choice." After that, they begin to act differently. They communicate more openly. They answer questions honestly. They keep their promises. Slowly, over months, the friendship begins to feel safe again. The pain does not disappear immediately, but positive actions slowly rebuild connection. However, we must also accept something realistic. Sometimes trust cannot return fully. Sometimes the damage is too deep. Or sometimes the same mistake happens again. In those situations, it is okay to step back. It is okay to protect yourself. Forgiving someone does not mean you must continue the relationship in the same way. You can forgive and still choose distance. This understanding is part of maturity. Life is not always perfect. Some relationships become stronger after problems. Others change form. Not every broken connection can be fully repaired. And that is okay. It does not mean you failed. It means you learned. Rebuilding trust also teaches important lessons. It teaches humility. It teaches responsibility. It teaches patience. When someone works hard to rebuild trust, they often become a better person. When someone chooses to forgive wisely, they often become emotionally stronger. If you are the one who broke trust, remember this. Do not focus only on asking for forgiveness. Focus on becoming trustworthy again. Let your actions speak daily. If you are the one who was hurt, remember this: you have the right to take your time. Healing is not weakness, it is strength. Now take a moment to reflect. Have you ever rebuilt trust with someone? Or are you trying to rebuild it now? Say in simple English, trust takes time. Repeat it. Then say, change is more powerful than words. Feel these sentences. Rebuilding broken trust is not easy, but it is possible in many cases. It requires real apology, visible change, patience, and understanding. And sometimes it also requires accepting that not everything can return to the way it was. But even in those situations, there is growth, there is learning, and there is strength. Trust may break, but with maturity and effort, hope can still exist. Reflection questions. Now I want us to slow down a little and move into a very important part of this episode. This is your reflection time. Listening is good, but speaking is even more powerful. If you want to improve your English, you must use your voice. And if you want to grow as a person, you must ask yourself honest questions. So in this part, I will ask you some simple but deep questions. I want you to pause the audio after each one and speak your answer out loud. Let us begin with a very personal question. Do you trust yourself? Think carefully. When you make decisions, do you believe in your choices? When you start something new, do you believe you can finish it? Or do you doubt yourself most of the time? Pause for a moment and answer in simple English. You can say, yes, I trust myself in some situations. Or, no, I often doubt myself. Try to explain why. The goal is not perfect grammar. The goal is honest speaking. Now let us go to the next question. Who do you trust the most in your life? It can be a friend, a parent, a partner, a teacher, or maybe even yourself. Say the person's role, not necessarily their name. For example, I trust my mother the most because she always supports me. Or, I trust my best friend because he keeps my secrets. Explain your reason. Why do you trust this person? Is it because they are honest? Is it because they are consistent? Is it because they listen to you? Pause now and speak for at least 1 minute. The next question may feel uncomfortable, but it is very important for growth. Have you ever broken someone's trust? Be honest with yourself. Maybe it was a small promise you did not keep. Maybe you shared something private. Maybe you lied because you were afraid. Say it clearly. For example, yes, I broke someone's trust when I did not tell the truth. Or, I disappointed someone because I did not keep my promise. Speaking about your mistakes is not weakness. It shows maturity. Now ask yourself the final question. What did you learn from that experience? Did you learn to be more honest? Did you learn to think before speaking? Did you learn how painful broken trust can be? Try to answer in full sentences. You can say, I learned that trust is fragile. Or, I learned that small lies can create big problems. Pause again and speak slowly and clearly. As you answer these questions, do not rush. Take your time. Think in English. Even if you make mistakes, continue speaking. Remember, this is Code Your English. You are training your mind and your voice at the same time. Reflection helps your heart grow. Speaking helps your English grow. Sometimes the most powerful lessons come when we are honest with ourselves. When you reflect on trust, you understand your values better. You understand what you expect from others, and you understand what kind of person you want to become. So take a deep breath now. Pause this episode. Answer each question aloud. Speak clearly. Speak honestly. And allow yourself to grow, both in language and in life. Now, as we reach the final part of this episode, let us take a moment to reflect deeply and end with calm and clarity. Throughout today's conversation, we explored the meaning of trust, why it is so important, how it can be broken, and even how to rebuild it. Trust is not a small thing. It touches everything in life: our friendships, our family, our work, and even our relationship with ourselves. It is invisible, but its presence is powerful, and its absence is painful. Understanding trust fully is one of the most important lessons in life. First, remember that trust is not built in one day. It grows slowly, step by step, through repeated actions and honest intentions. Every promise you keep, every kind word you speak, every action that matches your values adds a small piece to the foundation of trust. Just as a tree grows slowly from a small seed into something strong and tall, trust grows through consistent care and attention. There is no shortcut. There is no magic formula. Patience is required. And even when the growth is slow, every small step matters. Trust is also fragile. It can break in a single moment if we are careless with our words or actions. A lie, a broken promise, or thoughtless behavior can create cracks that take months or even years to repair. The fragility of trust is not a weakness. It is a reminder of its value. When we know something is fragile, we treat it with more care. Similarly, when we understand how delicate trust is, we begin to protect it in every interaction we have, consciously and intentionally. Despite its fragility, trust is also incredibly beautiful. Life without trust is stressful, cold, and lonely. When trust exists, life feels safer and calmer. Relationships deepen. Communication becomes easier. Love grows. Cooperation becomes natural. You feel peace when someone keeps their promises. You feel happiness when someone respects your boundaries. You feel strength when you trust yourself to make the right decisions. Trust transforms ordinary connections into meaningful and supportive bonds. It is like a bridge that connects hearts, minds, and souls, allowing understanding, respect, and care to flow freely. Building trust, protecting it, and even repairing it are all acts of courage. It takes courage to be honest, even when it is uncomfortable. It takes courage to admit mistakes. It takes courage to give someone another chance. And it takes courage to trust yourself enough to speak your truth, follow your path, and make decisions confidently. Courage and trust are deeply connected because both require us to face uncertainty with faith. Faith in ourselves, faith in others, and faith in the possibility of connection. As we end this episode, take a moment to reflect quietly. Think about the relationships in your life. Which ones are strong because of trust? Which ones need more attention, more patience, or more honesty? Think about yourself. Do you trust your own choices? Do you respect your own boundaries? Do you keep promises to yourself as carefully as you keep them for others? Small reflections like these, repeated daily, help you become a person who understands trust deeply and lives it fully. Finally, carry this message with you. Trust is slow. Trust is fragile, but trust is everything. Protect it in your words, in your actions, and in your heart. Build it patiently, step by step. And when you do, you become someone people feel safe with. Someone whose presence brings calm, security, and confidence. Someone whose words and actions are reliable, whose honesty is evident, and whose care is sincere. Trust is the invisible foundation of a beautiful life, and it is always worth the effort. So remember these final words carefully, slowly, and with intention. Protect trust. Build trust. Become someone people feel safe with. This is the essence of life, the essence of connection, and the essence of meaningful relationships. Trust is everything, and it starts with you. Now, I want to take a moment to thank you warmly for spending your time with me here on Code Your English. Your decision to listen, reflect, and practice is already a big step toward improving your English and understanding important life lessons like trust. Every minute you spend listening and speaking aloud matters. It is your effort, your curiosity, and your willingness to practice that will make the biggest difference in your learning journey. So, thank you for being here and being willing to grow. Before we close, I want to gently remind you to practice what we discussed today. Trust is a topic that is not only for thinking, but also for speaking. Try to say some of the sentences aloud. I trust myself. I want to protect trust in my relationships. I will be honest and consistent. Speaking these sentences clearly helps your English improve, and at the same time, it strengthens the ideas in your mind. Repeating them aloud also trains your pronunciation, confidence, and rhythm in English. Small daily practice makes a big difference, especially when you combine listening, thinking, and speaking together. I also want to invite you to share your thoughts if you feel comfortable. You can reflect on the questions we asked earlier, or simply think about how you understand trust in your life. You could write down one sentence about someone you trust, or a small action you want to take to rebuild trust in yourself or others. Sharing your thoughts, even in simple words, is another way to practice English. When you put your ideas into words, your mind starts connecting language and understanding at the same time. Finally, if you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful, I would love for you to stay connected with Code Your English. You can do this softly and gently by subscribing to the channel. Subscribing means you will not miss future episodes where we practice English together, learn useful life lessons, and grow step by step. You do not need to do anything complicated. Just click subscribe and continue your learning journey at your own pace. Every episode is designed to be simple, easy to follow, and supportive, so you can practice English naturally while improving your listening, speaking, and understanding. Remember, this is a friendly space for learning, reflection, and growth. You are not alone in your journey. Take your time, repeat aloud, think deeply, and let your English improve one step at a time. Thank you again for listening, for practicing, and for trusting yourself to learn something new today. Keep speaking, keep reflecting, and keep growing. Your voice matters, your effort matters, and your journey matters. So once more, softly and calmly, keep practicing. Speak clearly. Share your thoughts. And subscribe to Code Your English to continue learning with us. Your next step in English and personal growth is just a small action away.